Hello, everyone. This is Bernie Strom, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we are going to be visiting the St. Louis Browns, and it is June 16th, 1914. Thank you all for joining me. Viewership is greatly appreciated. We start off today by reviewing the MLB standings as of today's date, Tuesday, June 16th, 1914. And the Boston Red Sox, to my happiness, I guess is the best way to put it, are in first place, 33-20, winning percentage of 623, 3 games ahead of the second place Cleveland Naps, 4.5 ahead of the White Sox, and 6 games ahead of the Philadelphia A's, who beat them in real life in the 1914 season by 8.5 games when the season was over. Leading the American League in batting, Tilly Walker of the St. Louis Browns, batting .345. Ivy Olson from the Cleveland Naps, 1 point behind at .344. Home runs is a 3-way tie for the leadership here almost halfway through the season. Sam Crawford, Jack Fournier, and Jimmy Walsh. And Jimmy Walsh is on the Philadelphia team. Fournier is on the White Sox. Sam Crawford, of course, plays for Detroit. Runs batted in, shoeless Joe Jackson, 35 RBIs, leading Stuffy McGinnis and Tilly Walker by 1 RBI. Earned run average, Dutch Leonard, who will be pitching today for Boston, .79 is his current ERA. His ERA in real life was .96, so I guess that wasn't too far off. And Ray Collins for the Red Sox, second at more than a run, but it's still a commendable 1.89 ERA. Doc Ayers for the Washington Senators at 192. Dutch Leonard leads the league, tied with Willie Mitchell of Cleveland with 11 wins. Today he goes for his 12th. Dutch Leonard also leads in strikeouts with 80. He's 6 ahead of Walter Johnson. In the National League, the New York Giants lead the Reds by 3 games. They're 31-14. They have played 6 games less than the Reds because of rainouts and so forth here in 1914. Those games will be made up, but the Reds are 3 games back currently. St. Louis Cardinals 6 games back, and the Brooklyn Robins 8 games back at 23-22. Now let's go down to the field and get these lineups going. I'm going to move this over a tiny bit, put it right there. And the lineups for today's game, the visiting Red Sox will have Wally Reig. He's a recent acquisition. He's only been up 14 times for the Red Sox. Everett Scott batting second at short. Tris Speaker in center, batting third. Duffy Lewis batting fourth in left field. Hal Janvrin batting fifth at first base. Larry Gardner at third base batting sixth. Steve Yerkes at second base batting seventh. Hick Cady batting eighth and catching. And here's a surprise. Rube Foster is listed as the starting pitcher. We're going to make that change right now. Because I checked earlier in the day and found out, make sure I can make the change here. Options, I need options. Yep, I'm listed as the manager. I'm going to make the change. Dutch Leonard is rested. Whoops, we'll put him right there. There he is, 11-1, 079. That's why we're playing the game. Now, let's go back to the St. Louis starting lineup. Bert Schoten in center field batting first. Ed Miller at first batting second. Del Pratt at second base. and he's going to be our player of the game. We'll do some reading Beatles style on Del Pratt. He's considered the best second baseman in Major League Baseball here in the 1914 season. Gus Williams in right, batting fourth. Tilly Walker leading the league in batting fifth in left field. Jimmy Austin, also a good player, at third base, batting sixth. John Leary catching, batting seventh. Buzzy Wares at shortstop, batting eighth. And Carl Wellman is pitching and batting ninth. Let's start the game. Just went over the lineup, so we'll just do the field. Walker in left, Shotton in center, Williams in right, Austin, Wares, Pratt, Miller at first base, Leary catching, Wellman pitching. I want to change one thing under options here, and we're going to set Boston to the computer making the calls. I do that most of the time so I can concentrate on the play-by-play. Wellman looks in at Leary, and we're about to get the first pitch of the game. And here it comes. And there's a line drive in the center field. That is going to be over Speaker's head. It's going to bounce up against the wall. The runner is going to go into second base with a stand-up double as the glitch does not throw the ball in as it's sitting out there. But we have a runner on second base for the Boston Red Sox. First hit of the game by Rig. Let's take a look at him. I don't know much about this guy. He's had 18 plate appearances this season for the Red Sox, batting .333. Well, I guess they decided to play him today because we are using as-played lineups. Rig at second base. Everett Scott, who was last week's American League Player of the Week, is now batting .217. He was down about 150 a week ago. He brought that up to .221. Dropped back a little bit to .217. He's stepping in for the first time. Greg gets his lead. Here's the pitch. And there's a missed bunt attempt. Well, let's see if he's going to do it again. Here's the pitch. He bunted it foul. He's now got an 0-2 count. Will he bunt in an 0-2 account? They're trying to get this runner to third base, as they do so often in dead league baseball. And there's a fly ball in the right field. And he puts it away. The runner takes a couple of steps towards third, decides better of it, comes back as Williams made a good throw into the infield. Tris Speaker up, batting .302, 2 home runs, 26 runs batted in. Facing Willman, Reg still on second base here in the top of the first. Is Willman's pitch. And there's a ground ball up the middle. It's stopped by the shortstop just off his glove. He didn't get a handle on it. That's going to be a base hit according to the official score. Runner goes to third. Speaker safe at first. Second hit of the day for the Red Sox. Duffy Lewis batting .289 with no home runs, 22 runs batted in. Facing Willman. Willman has a .213 ERA. He's pitched 105 innings on the season, only allowed 92 hits, struck out 50, walked 28. He's one of their better pitchers. Lewis steps in. Willman checks both runners. Here's the pitch. And that ball's in the center field. It's going to drop in front of the center fielder for a base hit. Quickly throws it back in, holds the runner at second as Schoten holds Speaker at second. The Red Sox lead 1-0. The first three 3 of the first 4 batters have singled, and there's only 1 away with runners on first and second. Janvin stepping in, batting .272, no home runs, 5 runs batted in. Wheelman checks the runners. Here's the pitch. And he hits a fly ball to right field. Williams is going to put that away quickly, get the ball in. Speaker has to hold at second. We now have 2 outs, top of the first. Runners still on first and second. Gardner, .214 hitter with a home run. 23 runs batted in. Steps in against Wheelman. Lefty against lefty. Here's the pitch. And he strikes out looking, and that's the end of the inning. As we go to the bottom of the first inning, the Red Sox won. Browns coming to bat. We went over the lineups earlier, so let's just do the field alignment. Duffy Lewis in left, Tris Speaker in center, Rieg in right field, Gardner, Scott, Yerkes, and Janvin, who's mostly played all the games in the infield. Katie catching. He's split the catching duties with Kerrigan this year. Katie's a better fielder, which is why he's in there today. Dutch Leonard on the mound. Dutch Leonard is 11-1 with an 0.79 ERA. According to his statistics, this is going to be a long day for the St. Louis Browns. Bert Schoten is stepping in the center field and no home runs, 8 runs batted in, batting .245. Here's Leonard's pitch. There's a ground ball back to the mound. Leonard's up with it. Throws to Janvin for the out. 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom of the first. Ed Miller, the first baseman, stepping in, part-time first baseman, hitting .233, no home runs, 2 runs batted in. Leonard has the sign, and here's the pitch. And there's a fly ball to center field. Speaker has it for the out. 2 down here in St. Louis. As Del Pratt, the second baseman, our player of the game, we're going to do a Beatles-type informational reading. It's so long, unfortunately. We're going to have to break it up into a couple of different readings. He's got 3 home runs, 25 RBIs, batting .264. Here's Leonard's pitch. That's a pop-up. Shortstop Scott puts it away for the out. 3 up, 3 down, bottom of the first. We go to the top of the second inning. Boston leading 1-0. Boston this inning will have Yerkes, Katie, and the pitcher Dutch Leonard due up to face Wheelman, who allowed 3 hits in the first inning. Here's his pitch. There's a ground ball to second. He's up with it. Over to first for the out. And the Red Sox quickly have 1 down here in the top of the second inning. Hick Katie stepping in, batting slightly under 200 at 196. No home runs, 2 RBIs. And here's Wheelman's pitch. And there's going to be a fly ball to center field. Shorten comes in, puts the ball away for the out. 2 down here in the top of the second inning. Dutch Leonard, 152 hitter. He's got a little power. He's got a little pop. He has a home run on the season. As Lord Judgment 1818 comes by to say hello, thank you for checking in. I appreciate it. All viewers are welcome here at Sportsmans Park here in 1914. Dutch Leonard facing Wellman, both from the left side. And here's the pitch. And he's going to strike him out swinging. And the Red Sox go down in order here in the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 Red Sox. Andrew McDonald. Thank you for coming by to watch. The Leonard had quite a record. It's such a record here in 1914 that his .96 ERA still stands as a major league record today, over 100 years later. He will face Williams, Walker, and Austin Williams, hitting .257. He's got some pop, 3 home runs, 18 runs batted in. He's also got some speed. He's got 12 stolen bases. Both the pitcher and the batter from the left-hand side. Here's the pitch, and he's going to miss. Ball 4. St. Louis has their first base runner of the day. Leonard now will face Tilly Walker, leads the American League in batting at .345, 4 home runs, 34 runs batted in. He bats from the right side. Williams takes his lead. Leonard glances over at him. He's into his windup. Here's the pitch, and he struck him out looking. 1 down here in the bottom of the second, runner on first for St. Louis. Leonard will face Jimmy Austin, the third baseman, a .228 hitter. No home runs, 11 RBIs here in the 1914 season. 1914 is the year Babe Ruth makes his major league debut for the Boston Red Sox. As a matter of fact, I think it's exactly, I believe, I could be wrong, I think it's July 16th, so exactly 1 month from today, we will be broadcasting Babe Ruth's first game pitching for the Boston Red Sox, his first time in Major League Baseball. Without ado, here we go. Leonard's going to be pitching to Austin. Here's the pitch. And that's a line drive, diving catch by Yerkes at second base. That was quite a play. Can we view that again? Let's see what happens. He backhands it. What a play. Yerkes so far with the play of the game. John Leary, the catcher, hitting .226, stepping in against Leonard. No home runs, 25 runs batted in. Here's the pitch. And there's a ground ball in the center field, and that's a base hit. Runner's going to go to third, but the batter is going to second, and the Red Sox are waiting with him for the ball. I don't know who sent him, trying to make a double out of that, but he is out by a mile. The inning is over. We go to the top of the third. Red Sox lead 1-0. I think that might be worth another view. There's the line drive into left center field. He was on first base when the center fielder picked up the ball. Speaker threw him out by a mile. Willman, this inning, will face the top of the order. Wally Reig, the right fielder, followed by Scott and Speaker. He's 1 for 1 on the day. He singled his first time up. Here's Willman's pitch. Way outside, ball 4. And for the second time today, Reig is on. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. If I'm not doing it right, someone pop in the chat and let me know. Reig takes the lead. Willman looks over at him. Everett Scott 0 for 1 on the day. He attempted to bunt unsuccessfully in the second inning. Let's see what he does now. He tries it again. He bunts it. The pitcher picks it up over to first for the out. And for the second time in a row, he has attempted a sacrifice. This time it's successful as Reig goes to second base. Tris Speaker 1 for 1 on the day. He also singled his first time up of the infield variety. Was off the shortstop's glove. squirted away a couple of feet, but never made it into the outfield. Runner on second, one out. Willman's pitch. And Speaker strikes out swinging. Tris Speaker, a member of baseball's Hall of Fame and considered one of the best players along with Ty Cobb in the dead ball era in baseball history. Willman now will face Duffy Lewis. Harry Hooper, the other member of the Red Sox that on this team that's a member of the Hall of Fame, is not playing today. That's who Reig is playing for. I'm using as played lineups with changes here and there. I left that one in because obviously Hooper must be injured. Reig at second, takes a couple of step lead. Willman takes a look at him, stares in at Leary, gets the sign. Here's the pitch, and he's outside with that one. Red Sox haven't had any hits this inning, but they got runners on first and second with Janvrin, who's 0 for 1 coming up. Lewis at first, Reig at second. Willman checks the runners. Here's the pitch. And he pops it up. It's in foul territory. The catcher is going to be under it. He's going to put it away for the out. And the Red Sox are down here in the top of the third. We move to the bottom of the third inning, 1-0 Boston. Leary had to wait a long time for that ball to come down. Okay, here we go. Dutch Leonard will be facing the shortstop Wares, Wellman the pitcher, and the Tapiote, Schoten. Wares batting .221. No home runs, 13 runs batted in. Dutch Leonard into his windup. And there's a line drive in the left field. That's going to drop in front of Duffy Lewis. That's a base hit. Second hit of the game for St. Louis. The lead runner is on here in the bottom of the third inning. Pitcher is up. A 148 hitter on the season. I would expect a bunt. Here's Leonard's pitch. There's the sacrifice. It looks like it's going to be good. The first baseman picks it up, throws to first. It's going to be close. He is safe at first base. That wasn't an error, and it wasn't an out. He's on first base. I don't know if the rules changed, but that should have been either a base hit or an error. Neither one racked up here in the out of the park 24 baseball game, so maybe that's something they should pay attention to as SGJ Jamie comes in. It's the summer of 1914. I think my European vacation in August should be fine, and I hope you have a wonderful time. It's going to take you a while to get there because no one has crossed the Atlantic by plane until 1927, so you're going to have to take a ship. Runners on first and second. Schoten coming up for the second time. He's 0 for 1. 244 hitter. Here's Leonard's pitch, and there's another bunt right down the third base line. He's going to pick it up. He's going to get the runner at first base. However, it's a successful sacrifice, and the Browns now have two runners in scoring position with only one away, as Leonard is going to have to bear down if he wants to keep this lead. Leonard looks at Willman at second, Wares at third. Miller stepping in, batting .226, 0 for 1 today. Here's Leonard's pitch. And there is a line drive deep to center field. That ball is off the top of the wall, just missed getting out of here by a couple of feet. Both runners are going to score. Miller's going to slide into third base. He's there with a triple. And the score now is going to be 2-1 Browns. And the Browns take a lead with that triple by Miller. Leonard finds himself in a strange position. First off, he's losing. He hasn't been behind too often in 1914. And secondly, he's allowed 2 earned runs in 2.2 and a third innings. He's only allowed 11 earned runs in 12 games up to today, so looks like Leonard may be having a little trouble today. Leonard looks at Miller at third. Pratt, the second baseman, who at the end of when he gets up the next time will begin our Del Pratt player of the game reading. 3 home runs, 25 runs batted in, 0 for 1 today. Here's Leonard's pitch, the infield playing back. There's a fly ball into center field. Speaker has it. He throws to the plate. Let's see. It's going to be way in early in time. He is going to be out at home. That's going to end the inning, and that's a second dumb base running mistake made by the Browns today, or they'd be up 3-1. We go to the top of the fourth. Browns lead 2-1. Well, I was surprised to see that. I was either surprised to see the runner come home, or I was surprised to see how strong a throw Speaker had. Let's view that one more time. Okay, he goes back to tag. Speaker's got it. Here's the throw. On a line, didn't even bounce. Out by a mile. Okay, here we go. Wheelman, excuse me, will face Gardner, Yerkes, and Katie, 6, 7, 8 batters. Gardner 0 for 1, 213 on the day. Wheelman's windup and pitch. He pops it up in the middle of the infield. Gardner's under it, the third baseman for St. Louis, Austin, not Gardner. Gardner's the one that hit the ball. He's the third baseman for the Red Sox. Austin puts it away for the out, 1 down. As Yerkes 0 for 1, batting 181 on the season, stepping in. Wheelman finds himself with the lead today. And he's into the windup. The pitch, bounding ball to short. Over to first, 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the fourth inning as Wares makes a great play throwing to Miller for the out as Katie batting 192. 0 for 1 stepping in. Wheelman looking for a quick inning, gets his sign. He's into the windup. There's a bounding ball right back to the mound. He's up with it. Over to first for the out. 3 up, 3 down here at the top of the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. The St. Louis Browns leading 2-1. Excuse me 1 second. Just had a sip of water. Going to adjust the mic. Leonard will face Williams, Walker, and Austin. 4, 5, and 6 it is. Williams sacrificed his first time up, batting 257. Let's see if Leonard could get his form back. Here's the pitch. And there's a bunt attempt right back to the mound. Leonard to first for the out. Williams tried to bunt for a hit. Pretty interesting for the number 4 hitter, but dead ball, baseball, always has something interesting, which is why we broadcast it. Stepping to the plate, Tilly Walker, batting 344 on the season, began the game in first place in the American League batting race. Here's Leonard's pitch. And there's a line drive, left center field, that's going to drop in for a base hit. This time, the first base coach holds him at first. And Walker will be on first base with 1 out. Jimmy Austin stepping up. 227, 0 for 1 on the day. Leonard checks Walker. Here's the pitch. There goes the runner. And once again, Katie, with a strong arm, throws the runner out at second base. 2 outs. Austin now faces Leonard with 2 outs, nobody on. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to Scott. Scott boots the ball. The runner is going to be safe. He's not even going to throw to first. And St. Louis has a runner on. Austin at first base. Leary, the catcher, 1 for 1, batting .230 on the season. Leonard checks him. And here's the pitch. And again, St. Louis gets thrown out at second base. That's the 3rd out at second base I know of. 2 stealing, 1 runner trying to turn a single into a double. And they had a runner thrown out at home plate. 4 runners thrown out on the bases today. They lead 2-1 as we head to the top of the 5th. But they're very lucky because they should be way ahead. They're lucky the Red Sox haven't scored more runs. Wheelman, who's pitching a hell of a game, going to face Dutch Leonard. Rieg and Scott will follow at the top of the order. Here's Wheelman's pitch. Leonard hits a ground ball to second. Up with it. Over to first for the out. Pratt gets the runner. 1 away as Rieg stepping in, 1 for 1 on the day. He's singled and walked today. Here's Wellman's pitch. There's a line drive in the left center field. Schoten moving over. He dives. He catches the ball. That is a great catch by the center fielder Schoten for the St. Louis Browns. And the Browns are looking like it's going to be their day if they could stop getting thrown out on the bases. Let's watch that play one more time. A diving catch that took at least 2 bases away from Rager's Everett Scott stepping in, batting .216. 0 for 1 on the day. He's attempted to bunt in the first inning unsuccessfully, and he sacrificed his next time up. Here's the pitch. And there's a pop-up in his shallow right field. Pratt is under it. The ball may come down sometime today, and there it is for the out. Red Sox do not score in the top of the 5th, and halfway through the game, it's St. Louis 2-5-0, Red Sox 1-3-1. Leonard is going to face Leary, Wares, and the pitcher Wellman. Leary, the catcher, batting .230, 1 for 1 today. Leonard, the left-hander, is into his windup. And there's a ground ball to Scott at short. He runs in, picks it up, throws to first, gets him by 3 or 4 steps. 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Leonard to face Wares, who's also 1 for 1 today. His average at .227. Here's Leonard's pitch. And there's a swing and a miss for the out. 2 up, 2 down quickly here in the bottom of the 5th in a 2-1 ball game. Leonard to now face the pitcher, who again is 1-1 like the previous 2 batters. He's batting .179. Lefty against lefty. Here's the pitch. Bounding ball to short. Scott in. Throws it to first for the out. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the top of the 6th. Same score, 2-1, St. Louis. Wellman will face the Red Sox toughest hitter, Tris Speaker, followed by Duffy Lewis, Al Janvin. Speaker 303 on the year, 2 home runs, 26 RBIs. He's 1 for 2 today. And here's the pitch. And he hits a ground ball right back to the mound. Wellman up with it over to first for the out. 1 down here, top of the 6th as Miller puts it away. Duffy Lewis 1 for 1, 293. Lefty against righty. Here's the pitch. And there is a fly ball into left field. Backing up is Walker. He puts it away. That's a great catch. 2 up, 2 down here quickly in the top of the 6th. Janvin batting .267, 0 for 2 on the game. And here's the pitch. There is a hard ground ball, the third, up with it, over to first for the out. 3 up, 3 down. The Browns are still in front 2-1 as we head for the bottom of the 6th. 6th inning here, Leonard, who's held them now to 2 runs, although that has increased his ERA to .92, will face the top of the order, Shorten, Miller, and Pratt. Shorten 0 for 1 today. Here's Leonard's pitch. Ground ball to first. Janvin up with it, runs over, steps on the bag, 1 up, 1 down. Miller up, 250 hitter, 1 for 2 on the day. Pratt on deck. Here's the pitch. And he walks him. 3-1 pitches outside, runner on first. Del Pratt stepping in. You know, Beatles started doing these informational readings to teach about the ball players. This particular team, the St. Louis Browns, hard to find an interesting player on it. They weren't very good, but Del Pratt is an interesting player, although only hitting .261 in the game. He has some power with 3 home runs. This information comes from the Society for American Baseball Research Dead Ball Stars book of the American League. And this is what it says. I'm not going to read it all because it's 3 full single-space pages, but we'll read some of it. Del Pratt. He played second base from 1912 to 1917. And after Eddie Collins, Del Pratt was the best second baseman in the American League during the second decade of the 20th century, and one of the few bright spots on a St. Louis Browns team that finished in the second division every year from 1912 to 1917. During his 6 seasons in St. Louis, the speedy, powerful Pratt used Sportsmans Park's spacious confines to his advantage, placing among the league leaders in doubles, triples, and home runs many seasons, and leading the league in RBIs in 1916. A notorious bad ball hitter during his prime, Pratt was known to get good lumber on pitches far out of the strike zone. Sports writer John B. Sheridan described Pratt as a notoriously unstylish, yet most viciously effective hitter. He violates all the rules of good hitting. He hits the bad ball to any field. Pratt, in my mind, is one of the most dangerous hitters I've ever seen. You could pitch to him. You can't pitch to him, he said. In the field, Pratt struck observers as almost nonchalant in his pursuit of ground balls and pop-ups, but he got to more balls than any other second baseman in the league, and as a result, frequently led the league in putouts, assists, errors. Feisty and temperamental, Pratt also made his share of enemies among teammates and management, leading John Kiernan of the New York Times to call him the greatest clubhouse lawyer baseball has ever seen. Anyway, the next 2.5 pages goes into his history, but we're going to leave it there. I will talk about the end of his career here the next time he gets up. Runner on first base, and with no further ado, if I haven't lost too many people by reading that, Leonard will pitch to Pratt. Miller takes his lead. There's a fly ball to center field. Speaker under it, puts it away. The runner fakes tagging up, going to second. And I don't know if St. Louis wants to get another runner thrown out today. He stayed at first. 2 away here. Runner on first base. Bottom of the 6th inning. Leonard to face Williams. Williams 0 for 1. He's bunted twice today. Had 2 sacrifices. Here's the pitch. That's a fly ball to right field. It's an out. And the inning is over at the end of 6 innings. 2-1 St. Louis. Reed made that play look easy. Gardner, Yerkes, and Katie do up here. In the top of the 7th inning, Gardner 0 for 2. 2-12 hitter. We have a fine pitcher's duel between Leonard and Wheelman. Wheelman is leading, however, 2-1. The Red Sox have only 3 hits today. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss. Strike 3. The lead batter is out as we go to Yerkes. The second baseman, only a 180 hitter this season. He's hit much better than that in previous years. 1 home run, 17 runs batted in. 0 for 2 on the day. Wheelman into his windup. Here's the pitch. Yerkes hits a bounding ball to short. He's in for it, throws to first for the out. There's 2 outs here as Wares makes the routine play to Miller. 2 away, top of the 7th. Hick Katie, 189 hitter, 0 for 2 on the day. Katie's in there for his defense. As a matter of fact, he's thrown out the last 4 or 5 runners I've seen attempt to steal. Chris Slovak stops by. Hello. Glad to see you, Chris. I need to catch up on your football and basketball games. I've had a busy week, but I'm going to spend some time this weekend watching them. I love your stuff, your football and basketball broadcasts. And Legends Sports Universe stops in to say hello. The World Series is over. I'm sure you're happy to get the little break. You were on a hectic schedule of going to work and doing a couple of games a day on that World Series. It was very impressive. I look forward to season 3, hoping the Red Sox will finally make the World Series. But anyway, I want to thank you that if anyone's listening to this and you haven't seen Legends World Series and his season, you need to check it on YouTube on his Legends Sports Universe channel. It is an amazing and a thrilling games, and they're fun games to watch. Okay, without any further ado, Wheelman's going to pitch to Katie. Let's see what happens. He's going to pop it up in the infield. It came down finally for the out.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is 2nd inning stretch time. We'd like to join in saying, take me out to the ball game.
Well, I don't hear him singing, so I'm going to go to the bottom of the 7th inning. St. Louis leads 2-1. I never interrupt Take Me Out to the Ball Game. One of my favorite all-time songs, as bizarre as that may seem. Leonard, finding himself on the wrong end of a 2-1 pitchers duel, will face Walker, Austin, and Leary. Walker batting .347, leading the American League in hitting. Here's the pitch to Leonard. From Leonard, there's a ground ball to third. He picks it up, throws to first, and Walker's speed beats it out for an infield hit. St. Louis gets their 6th hit of the day. Walker gets his 2nd hit of the day, raises his average to .350, a league-leading .350, I may add. Jimmy Austin 0 for 2, batting .225, stepping in. In dead ball, we're going to see a bunt. What do you think? Leonard checks the runner. Here's the pitch. There's the bunt. Katie jumps out in front of home plate, throws to first for the out. Sacrifice is effective. And Walker is now at second base in scoring position as Leonard tries to hold the Browns to just 2 runs. He's facing Leary, the catcher, who's got a hit today. He's 1 for 2, batting .229. Leonard checks Walker. Here's the pitch. He's going to third. There's not going to be a throw. There's a stolen base. Looked like Katie had time to throw, but apparently he didn't have a grip on the ball. Just what the Red Sox don't need. A runner on third with less than 2 outs. They move the infield in. What do you think? You think the computer manager will intentionally walk Leary? Let's hit this button and find out. He doesn't, and there's a fly ball to center field. Speaker moving in. That's in shallow center field. Speaker has it. Throws into the infield. There's no way that runner was going to score. Speaker had already thrown out 1 runner at home plate today. 2 away. The infield can move back. Buzzy Wares, the shortstop, 1 for 2. Also hitting .226. Leonard bearing down. Checks Walker at third. He's into his windup. And there's a fly ball to center field. Speaker has a bead on it, puts it away. We go to the top of the 8th, still 2-1 Browns. Game moving right along. We're about the 45-minute mark. Looks like we're going to get this one in less than an hour. Leonard batting, hitting 143, followed by the top of the order, Regan Scott. Here's Wellman's pitch. Leonard hits a ground ball to first. Steps on the bag for the out. Miller makes an easy play as we go to the top of the order. 1 for 2 on the day. Wally Reed playing right field in Hooper's spot. I'm going to have to look up and see why Hooper didn't play today. Reed batting .312. Wellman's pitch. And there's a fly ball in the left field. Routine fly ball. Walker under it. Puts it away. 2 down. Top of the 8th inning. Red Sox running out of time. They're 4 outs away from losing this game, 2-1. Scott 0 for 2, .215 hitter. Wellman throws. He hits a ground ball back to the mound. Wellman up with it. Over to first. Miller has it. And the inning is over. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 2-1 St. Louis. Been saying that all day, 2-1 St. Louis. Here we go. This could be St. Louis's last time up. Wellman pitching a fabulous game, stepping in lefty against lefty Leonard. Schoten and Miller will be the next 2 batters. It's raining, and it's raining, and it's raining. The raining has stopped. The delay lasted 35 minutes. Let's see what happens here. Leonard still has plenty of energy left. Let's see what happens with the first pitch to Wellman after the 35-minute rain delay. We have a bounding ball to second. Yerke's up with it. Janvrin's got it for the out. 1 down, bottom of the 8th. However, Ubedient comes in to replace Dutch Leonard as the computer manager decided that Leonard had had enough. Leonard allowed 2 runs, 6 hits, and the Red Sox had 1 error. He is behind. He cannot win the game now. He can only lose it. Nobody on, 1 out. Schoten up, batting .243. Bedient winds and fires. Schoten hits a ground ball to second. Yerke's up with this one again over to Janvrin for the out. 2 down, bottom of the 8th. Ed Miller batting .250, 1 for 2 on the day. The first baseman stepping in there right-handed against the right-handed Bedient. He winds, he fires, he strikes him out. The end of 8, 2-1 St. Louis. Well, we have Red Sox up to bat. Speaker, Lewis, and Janvin, the heart of their order, to face Wellman, who's on the verge of outpitching Dutch Leonard in this 2-1 pitching duel. Wellman looks in to Speaker, gets the sign from his catcher, Leary. Here's the pitch. Speaker hits a high, towering pop-up on the infield. Second baseman's under it. He puts it away for the out. Pratt, who we are not going to get to read his second part of that, but I'll read it another day, puts that away for the out. Red Sox 2 outs away from their losing this game here. They've won the first 2 games of the series. This is the third game. Lewis hitting .291, 1 for 2 on the day. Wellman into his windup. And there is a ground ball to third base. It doesn't have much speed on it. Third baseman picks it up, puts it in his pocket. The runner's on first with an infield hit. Red Sox get their 4th hit on the day as Duffy Lewis gets the infield variety. Janvin stepping in. .264 batter. Not very much power, no home runs, 5 RBIs. Mike Silva stops by. Hi, Mike. You came at a great time, top of the 9th inning. Great pitches duel, 2-1 St. Louis. Our Red Sox are 2 outs away from losing this game. However, to catch you up, Duffy Lewis just had an infield hit. The Browns infield is guarding the lines, looks like to me. Wellman checks the runner at first. Here's the pitch. And there is a ground ball, short, throws to first. He is safe. It's another infield hit. Unbelievable. 2 infield hits for the Red Sox. That sure looked like an out. If they had instant replay, he might have been called out, but Lewis goes to second. Janvin's on at first. The Red Sox get their 5th hit. And Bill Kerrigan, the manager of the team, decides it's time for him to pinch hit for Gardner, the third baseman. He's hitting .274, no home runs, 7 runs batted in. Wellman in a little bit of trouble here. At the top of the 9th inning, he's cruised along this game. Red Sox scored a run, had 3 hits, the first three of the first 4 batters in the first inning, and they haven't done anything since. Wellman checks the runners, gets his sign from Cleary. Here's the pitch. And he walks them. The bases are loaded for the Red Sox. 1 away, tying run 90 feet away. Steve Yerkes batting .179, stepping in. 0 for 3 on the day. Steve is a better hitter than his .179 average shows. Hopefully, it comes through in this event. Here's the pitch, infield in. I can't believe it. He's hits them to tie the game. The Red Sox infield, 2 infield hits, a walk and a hit batsman, and they tie the game at 2. Unbelievable. Well, Mike Silva, you can't leave the stream because it looks like you're the good luck piece. We both had the same idea. Bases loaded. Janvin 90 feet away. Hit Katie up 0 for 3, batting .185. He is the go-ahead run. There's only 1 out. Bases are loaded. They're leaving Wellman in. He's not even looking at the runners. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. And there's a base hit into center field. Red Sox score the 3rd run. Runner on third holds as the throw comes into the cutoff man, and the Red Sox now lead 3-2 here in the top of the 9th inning. I didn't think we were going to get to the bottom of the 9th the way things are going. but we are now. As Willman's still in, Bedient the pitcher. I have no idea why they're not going to pinch hit for him, but they're not. And since I have the computer managing both teams, we're going to leave it that way. I am not going to intervene. Here's Willman's pitch. He strikes out looking. There's 2 down. Well, that's the good sign. It could have been a double play. Base is still loaded. Wally Reed up, a part-time player, batting .294, 1 for 3 on the day. Playing right field in the place of Hall of Famer Harry Hooper. Bases loaded. Willman throws. And there's a fly ball to center field. Schoten under it. Puts it away for the out here in the top of the 9th. But the Red Sox scored 2 runs on 2 hits, a walk, a hit batsman, and maybe another single. They might have had 3 hits. Anyway, as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, Red Sox now lead 3-2. And Leonard, of course, was taken out for Bedient, so Leonard is not going to have the opportunity to win his 12th game. Bottom of the 9th, Howard pinch hitting for Pratt, followed by Williams and Walker. Howard batting .214. I'm not sure why he's pinch hitting other than the lefty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. And there's an attempted bunt. He pops it up. First baseman puts it away for the out. And that was not much of a pinch hit. He was 5 for 16 in pinch hit dutings for the season. That's why they put him in. 1 away on the unsuccessful attempt to get on by bunting. Speaking of bunting, Williams stepping in. He's 0 for 2. He has 2 sacrifice bunts on the day. 3 home runs, 18 runs batted in, a .254 hitter. Bedient has the sign. He's into the windup. Here's the 3-2 pitch. There's a line drive into center field that's going to drop in front of Speaker for the hit. Speaker playing deeper than usual with the 1-run lead, throws the ball in, and St. Louis now has the tying run on first. Tying run on first, only 1 away. Tilly Walker leading the American League in batting, hitting .350 with 4 home runs, 34 runs batted in, 2 for 3 on the day. Bedient checks Williams at first, gets his sign from Katie. He's into his windup. And it's a called strike. The runner's going to second. He is out. I can't believe the computer manager sent that runner with a run down. The American League leading hitter at the plate. And Katie had already thrown out 3 runners at second base today, attempting to steal, and there's his 4th. Unbelievable. Now there's 2 away, nobody on. The Red Sox are in much better shape. That is not a good play by the computer manager in out-of-the-park baseball. Bedient still facing Walker. Here's the pitch. And there's a line drive in the left field. That ball drops in front of the left fielder, Lewis. That's a base hit. Unbelievable. Runner gets thrown out, attempting to steal. The next batter singles. That's the tying run. Walker on first base. That was his 3rd hit of the day. He's now batting .354. Bedient checks Walker, 1 out away from getting a victory in this game. Austin 0 for 2, batting .225. Bedient checks Walker. Here's the pitch. Called strike, but they're going to try to steal again, and he is safe. Well, if at first you don't succeed, as they say, Walker is safe at second base. He is the tying run. He now is in scoring position. Let's see what Austin can do. Here's the pitch. There it is. It's a line drive into center field. Speaker isn't going to get to it. It's going to be safe. The throw's going to be home, but way too late. It gets by the catcher. Runner goes to second base. It's a 3-3 game. The Browns now have Austin in scoring position, the winning run, and this is quite a ninth inning. The game was a pitcher's duel up until the ninth, and quite frankly, pretty boring. But this ninth inning is sort of made up for it all. We're either going to go to extra innings if Bedian is able to get out of this, or if Ernie Walker, the pinch hitter, who's batting .242, stepping in, can get a hit, this game may be over. Austin, a fairly good runner at second base. Here's the pitch from Bedian. Fly ball in the left field. He is out. The Browns tie the game up here in the bottom of the ninth inning. We go to top of 10, all tied at 3. We have some extra baseball here in Sportsmans Park on June 16th, 1914. Wellman coming out for the 10th inning. Let me move this here for a second so I can check something. He's into the red area. He's somewhat tired. He's got 117 pitches. He's going to face Scott, Speaker, and Lewis. Scott 0 for 3. Wellman into his 10th inning. Here's the windup and pitch. Ground ball to third base. He's up with it, throws to first. The ball gets away from the first baseman. Scott is going to second base. He is going to be safe. A throwing error on the third baseman, Austin, and now the Red Sox have a runner in scoring position. Well, I hope Mike Silva's still here because I need his good luck charm as Scott's at second. Tris Speaker, the Red Sox best hitter, up. 1 for 4 on the day. Scott takes the lead. Wellman's still in there. He's a left-hander. He's probably going to pitch to Speaker. I don't know what the CPU is going to do after that, but he's letting them pitch to him, and here's the pitch. He walks him intentionally. He wants no part of Tris Speaker setting up the double play. Duffy Lewis, a great hitter in his own right, 295, no home runs, 23 runs batted in. Speaker at first, Scott at second. Duffy Lewis, the number 4 hitter. 2 for 3 on the day. Here's Wellman's pitch. There's a ground ball to third. Throws to second for 1. That's it. There's not going to be a throw at first. Force out at second base. That's the first out of the inning, but the runner goes to third. Lewis goes to first. Red Sox have the go-ahead run 90 feet away. Janvin stepping in, 1 for 4, 271 hitter. Lewis takes his lead at first. Wellman still pitching even though he's tiring. Here's the pitch. And there is a little ground ball to the first baseman. He's going to throw to the pitcher. He's going to be safe at first base. That's an infield hit once again as the Red Sox take a 4-3 lead. Lewis could only advance to second. Red Sox now have the lead. Wellman's still in, pitching even though he's tired. Bill Kerrigan, third baseman, batting .274. He pinched hit for Gardner in the ninth inning. Wellman checks the runners. Here's the pitch. It's a double steal. Throw to third. They're both safe. It was a called strike. Runners on second and third is Rumler, the catcher. Obviously was not able to throw that runner out at third as Lewis now brushes his uniform off. The Red Sox could sure use a hit from their manager. Wellman checks the runners. Here's the pitch. They're going to walk him intentionally. Red Sox for the second inning in a row playing with the bases loaded and 1 out. Steve Yerkes 0 for 3, batting 179. Red Sox looking for an insurance run in this game. Runners take their leads. Wellman winds. He fires. Ground ball to third. He's going to drop the ball. Unbelievable. It's another error on the third baseman. Duffy Lewis scores. Janvin goes to third. Kerrigan to second. Bases still loaded. Red Sox lead by 2, 5 to 3. And now you know why the St. Louis Browns finished in the second division for years 1912 to 1917. They are just not a good team. As Wellman remains on the mound, Hick Cady steps in. He's got an RBI today, 1 for 4, batting an even 200. Bases remain loaded. Here's Wellman's pitch. There's a fly ball in the center field. That is going to be caught for the out. The runner tags. Here's the throw. It's not going to come home. Red Sox get their 6th run. 2 outs here in the top of the 10th. Red Sox have 3 runners in. Bedient stepping up, the pitcher, will hit for himself. Runners on first and second. Grant Ellis stops in. Thank you for coming by, Grant Ellis. It's nice to see you. I'm not sure I'd seen you here before, but if you had, thank you for coming in again. I don't know. Well, I'm going to tell you what's up with the no pitcher subs. I have the managers set for dead ball error. Now, I don't know what the situation is in the bullpen here. Let's see if we can find out. Whoops, no, that's not what I want. Hold on. That's not what I want. I'm not sure what I want here. I want one of these things. Nope, not sure what I want here. I'm trying to pick it up to see who's in the bullpen, but I have the settings for dead ball, and they don't take these pitchers out very often. Might be a case where St. Louis doesn't have the pitchers to bring in. Wellman's now pitching. It's a base on balls. And now we have a pitching change. Mike Silva, just for you. Bill James, 6-5 on the season. 92 innings. He's a starting pitcher, so apparently there's no bullpen. He's got a 4.08 ERA, 29 strikeouts, 43 walks. That's pretty normal in the dead ball era. The bases are loaded for Wally Reig, who's 1 for 4 on the day. Let's see what happens with the relief pitcher. He strikes him out swinging. And the inning is over. The Red Sox score 3 runs, however. And as we go to the bottom of the 10th, they lead 6-3. You know, I'm not sure what I'm looking for here. Show and hold on times widget. No, I don't want that one. Show and hide visiting teams, pitcher batter, and all that. This is what I want. Available relief pitchers. St. Louis does, Mike, have 3 available relief pitchers. So the answer to your question as to why the computer manager waited till they scored 6 runs to put a relief pitcher in is far beyond me. But if you communicate with Out of the Park Baseball, that might be something you want to address. As we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, St. Louis has the shortstop Wares, the pitcher James, and the center fielder Schoten due up against Bedient, who's pitching is a ground ball to short. Scott up with it. 1 down. Red Sox 2 outs away from winning their 3rd game in a row here in St. Louis and cementing their hold on first place in the American League. Bedient to face Agnew, the pinch hitter. They have no trouble pinch hitting for the pitcher. Here's Bedient's pitch. And there is a fly ball deep to right field. That's over Reeg's head. One hops the wall. Reeg picks it up. He throws the ball in. The runner is going to third. Here comes the throw. He is going to slide. He's in with a triple. And here we go again in the bottom of the 10th. Bottom of the 10th inning, Agnew at third. His runner means nothing as Schoten steps in 0 for 3 on the day. 242. Bedient doesn't even look at him. Here's the pitch. Line drive into center field. That's going to drop in front of Speaker. The runner's going to score. It's now 6-4. St. Louis just won't die. Bedient is going to face the pinch hitter Wallace. 118 hitter. I'm not sure why they got him in here, but I'm sure the computer knows what he's doing. Bedient also, by the way, is tiring, as you can see by that. Still in the yellow, but if the computer wasn't managing, I'd be replacing the pitcher, but that would not be fair. So I'm going to leave them both on. Runner on first, Bedient's pitch. And there is a base hit. Tying runs on first and second for St. Louis. Will this game ever end? The second baseman, Ivan Howard, stepping in, batting .209. Runners on first and second. So much for getting a game in under 1 hour. Bedient gets his sign. I don't believe it. The runner is caught stealing. Kerrigan throws him out at third base. 2 outs. Why would they do that? Well, I'm going to stop asking unless I want to manage both teams. This is the way it is. Bedient now has 2 outs. The runner on first base is now irrelevant. Howard, the .209 batter, playing second base, represents the tying run. Katie threw out. I'm going to have to check and see how many runners Katie has thrown out. But there is a line drive. One hops the wall in right center field. The fifth runner is about to score as he rounds third. The throw comes into third base. He slides. Another triple. Howard triples. It's 6-5. This is anything but dead ball baseball as St. Louis gets their 13th hit of the day. They're a single away from tying this game up. As Gus Williams batting .259, 3 home runs, 18 runs batted in. If anything called for a left-handed relief pitcher, this would be it, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. I didn't do it for St. Louis. I'm not going to do it for the Red Sox. Here's Bedient's pitch. And he strikes him out swinging. The game is over. An unbelievable finish as the Red Sox win 6-5, 6 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for Boston. St. Louis 5-13-2. And you couldn't ask for a more exciting finish as 8 runs were scored in this 6-5 game in the last 2 innings, as neither team seems like they wanted to win. At least the AI seemed like it didn't want to win. I couldn't believe, can't wait to check the box score to see how many runners Katie threw out at second and third. And this is what the AI reads about this game. Red Sox trip Brown 6-5 in extra innings. Extra innings were needed to determine a winner at Sportsmans Park. Boston starter Dutch Leonard pitched well against the St. Louis Browns at Sportsmans Park again. The left-hander led the team to a 6-5. Boston led his team to a win 6-5. Boston is now riding a 4-game win streak. Hal Janvrin, the speedster, had a direct impact on the outcome. Janvrin contributed a run-scoring single in the top of the 10th to put Boston up 4-3. And here's the quote that never was. Our guys just had the look of determination, said winning manager Bernie Strom. as we glance at the box score, the Red Sox had Lewis and Janmer with 2 hits apiece. The Red Sox had 10 runners left on. That sticks out. St. Louis, Walker went 3 for 4. He leads the league. There was a lot of pinch hitting in the game, but not too much in the way of relief pitchers. Runners left in scoring position. Let's see what we got for runners thrown out. We're base stealing, caught stealing. 1, 2, 3, 4 runners caught stealing. All of them have double-digit stolen bases, so maybe they could have run, but they ran in very odd times. Thank you for telling me it was a great game. It was a great last 2 innings. It was exciting. The pitching line lettered 7 1/3, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned. His ERA rises to .90. Obedient with his 6th victory against 4 defeats, 2 2/3 innings, allowed 7 hits, not too good a job, allowed 3 earned runs, and his ERA raises to .229. Wheelman pitched a great game, 9 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, only 3 of them earned, so that's probably the base running and the fielding is why they lost this game. Let's leave the game and finish the day. Let's go to the standings. We'll look at, here, before we hit the standings, let's see what happened in today's games as I can find them eventually. There we go. In today's scores, there we see tomorrow's games, right? So we hit the 16th to see today's games. I'll get this eventually. Here we see the 6-5 game, the Red Sox defeating the Browns. The New York Yankees lost to the Detroit Tigers 5-2. Winning pitcher Kovaleski, losing pitcher Fisher. Also in the American League, the Senators lost to the Cleveland Naps, who are in second place, 2-1. Mitchell won his 12th game of the season. He goes ahead of Leonard in victories in the American League, airs the loser for the Naps. Home run of the game by Lev Levelt, his first of the year. I did the Yankees game. The Philadelphia A's, who won the American League pennant in real life, beat the White Sox 2-1 on the road. Shockey the win, Russell the loss. In the National League, Brooklyn defeats Cincinnati 5-2. Allen the winner, Yingling the loser. Also, Cubs defeated the Boston Braves, who won the National League pennant with a wonderful, unbelievable second half of the season. Well, they're going to have to do it here because they're not doing well. 2-0, Vaughn the winner, James the loser. No home runs in that game. Pirates lose to the Giants 5-2. Tesreau the winner, Harmon the loser. And in the last game, the Phillies defeated the Cardinals 9-1. Mayer the winner, Parrott the loser. We'll just quickly stop understandings here. Red Sox now lead the Naps by 3 games. White Sox 5.5. The Philadelphia A's by 6. In the National League, the Giants once again lead by 4, 7 over the Cardinals, 8 over the Robins. As we go to the Red Sox schedule, the Red Sox have now won 4 games in a row. There was one more game in St. Louis. They move on to the White Sox. We'll catch one of those games here on the channel as we go to next week's schedule. I'll post on my Facebook page when that game is and which game we're going to do. If you want to check the daily box scores and how these this team is doing, along with all the other season replays I'm doing in football, basketball, and hockey. If you check my Facebook page, I place the box scores and the standings on that Facebook page on a daily basis. Anyway, I want to thank legends. Lord Judgment, 1818. Mike Silva came in. We had a good crowd today. Grant Ellis. Who am I missing? Chris Slovak stopped by. I love his work. SGJ Jamie was in here. Andrew McDonald. And Lord Judgment 1818 was the first person in the stadium today. Anyway, I want to thank everyone. I want to thank everyone for coming by today and watching the game. And hopefully you'll be here next week for next week's Red Sox replay game from my 1914 season. I want to thank all of you, and I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Have a nice day.